All right, welcome to the ASCWU public meeting for November 19, 2018. We'll call this meeting to an order at 2:02 p.m. And with that, we'll jump straight into introductions. My name is Edith Rojas, and I'm the student body president.
My name is Kane Lemasters. I'm the executive vice president.
My name is Claire Ann Greppo, and I'm the vice president for academic affairs.
My name is Maurice Watkins III. Pronouns he, him, his are my name, and I'm the vice president for equity and community affairs.
My name is Leah Mobley, and I'm the vice president for legislative affairs.
And I'm Jocelyn Matheny, the VP for student life and facilities.
Awesome. All right, before we start this meeting, we need to look at the previous minutes from November 5th. So VPs, you all have a copy. Do we need any changes on the previous minutes from November 5th?
Move to approve the minutes from November 19th.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? The previous minutes from November 5th have been approved, 5-0-0. And now on to today's agenda. Do we have any additions or corrections to today's agenda for November 19th?
I have an addition, two additions actually. One being secretary under new business, and the other being a committee report from Student Tech Fee Council, I think.
Put it under committee report?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so say that.
Put under committee reports.
Any other additions or corrections to the agenda? Seeing if there's none, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve today's agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Today's agenda has been approved, 5-0-0. Why is Robert's Rule so boring? All right, to kick off today's agenda, we're going to start off with our officer reports with our Executive Vice President, Kayla Masters.
Alrighty, good afternoon, everyone. So, happy Monday, happy Thanksgiving break almost. So I have a couple things for you today. So committee of the week this week is the Health and Safety Council. One of the chemistry department health safety guys came in and was wanting a student on there. So here we are. I put it as committee of the week. So that's good. Tell your friends. Second, SNA funding has been going through. We've seen a lot of requests already. The next meeting isn't until next week, but some of the funding got passed through the President's Budget Advisory Committee as well, which I was at on November 13th, which was really interesting. We heard requests for a sustainability coordinator on campus, which is really important in terms of increasing sustainability everywhere on campus and everything that we do as a university. So if you're interested in that or want to know more, come find me because I've also been involved in it. Then I added under the new business the secretary. I'll be kind of going over that later with the board. And then right now I'm serving on the search committee for the Director of Counseling Services. There's been web interviews this week, and we're looking at candidates to bring to campus, so that's exciting. So stay on the look for that if you want to talk to them or go to their open forums. And then last, I had a meeting with Joel Clucking last week, just discussing a couple things around the university in terms of the finances, plenty of things, student concerns that we kind of discussed, and he was very willing to talk about them, so hopefully more good talks will come in the future. And with that, I yield my time.
Thank you, Kane. Our Vice President of Clubs and Organizations, Bailey, is not here today due to being at a doctor's appointment, but she wanted to let you all know that the last Club Senate of this quarter is next Wednesday on the 28th, and that, of course, Club Senate office is excited, and they're working on amazing projects for next quarter, so stay tuned for those. And so with that, we'll go on to a report of our Vice President of Academic Affairs, Claire Ann Greppo.
Hello, everybody. Happy Monday, and I hope everybody is living. The quarter is almost over, but the finish line is close, so do not forget that. Some quick things. SAS was supposed to be scheduled for tomorrow, but it is actually canceled due to the holidays, so we have rescheduled to have our next SAS meeting on the 27th. And I'm super excited to be working with Publicity. We've launched a whole entire Student Academic Senate campaign. We're going to be taking pictures of all the senators and displaying them up all over at specific departments in hopes that this will help with recruiting and just getting the name out there about the SAS. Quick things, the new general education program has been voted on at Faculty Senate to be implemented next year. So I think it just has a few more voting processes to go through, but as far as Faculty Senate, it's been approved for next year. Let's see. Our committees have been getting started. I know all three of our committees have meeting dates that are coming up, so I'm really excited to hear about that. I was supposed to have a meeting with the provost today, but had something come up, so I couldn't really talk to her today. But yeah, and I'm pretty sure Edith will mention this, but I just want to say thank you to everybody that attended the Dean of Student Success council meetings, or not council, public meetings, forums. It was pretty great, and it was really nice to see some of the candidates. And oh yeah, and last thing, in terms of the commencement policy update, the Academic Affairs Committee through Faculty Senate has passed a policy and procedure to accommodate students that will complete full-time internships in the fall to petition to walk in their spring commencement with the approval with their major advisor. So that's really great news, and so we just need to hope that goes through Faculty Senate, and then the Provost Council, and then the UPAC, and then finally the Board of Trustees. But yeah, with that, I yield my time. There are no funding packets right now. However, I'm still making it mandatory to have a meeting on the 27th because of our SAS campaign event that we're going to be having. So if you are here to become a SAS senator, make sure that you glam up because your photo is going to be taken.
Thank you, Claire. And now on to our Vice President of Equity and Community Affairs, Maurice Watkins.
Hey, what's going on, Wildcats? So the Equity and Service Council is currently looking forward to a Thanksgiving-style potluck event. This event will take place after we come back from Thanksgiving break. Time, date, and location still to be determined, but this event will be a potluck, and there will be games and things like that where the community just comes together and bonds. So this event is open to anyone part of an ESC organization, anyone who would like to be part of an ESC organization, or anyone who is curious about what an ESC organization is. So as soon as I know a time and date, I will be sure to let the public know. Also, I would like to announce that I was graciously blessed with the opportunity to have office hours in the new DEC location. The new Diversity and Equity Center location is located in Black Hall 101, and I will have office hours in there every Wednesday and Friday moving forward. Office hours are scheduled to be from 1:30 to 3 p.m. both Wednesday and Friday. The Equity and Service Council is also looking forward to constitution and bylaw revisions. So I've currently comprised a committee of 5 of the 8 Equity and Service Council representatives, myself and a couple other individuals, to look at the Constitution to make some changes to better accommodate for the Equity and Service Council organizations as a whole. So that's something to look forward to. So once we have come up with all the revisions, we will share them at the next Equity and Service Council meeting. And lastly, there will be no ESC meeting this Wednesday, so our next meeting will be Wednesday, November 28th at 3 o'clock p.m. in Circ 301. With that, I yield my time.
Thank you, Maurice. And now to our Vice President of Student Life and Facilities, Jocelyn Matheny.
Okay, Wildcats, I have your weekly reminder to do your Traditions Keeper app to earn your medallion, but this week the medallion is brought to you by our mini Wellington. This cat lives in the residence life office, so if you want to visit it, feel free. But yeah, you can have a fancy medal too, just like this cat. In other news, Edith and I attended a reception today for the police department, as they have been recognized by their regional conference as Police Department of the Year, which is really awesome. And one of our officers, Officer Ross, also got Officer of the Year. So make sure if you see them around, give them a high five and tell them congrats. And also at that reception, I got an opportunity to talk to Chief Jason and one of the VPs, Andreas, about getting some more lights on campus. So hopefully more lights coming at you soon. And yeah, I think that's all I got. So with that, I yield my time. Edith also wants me to let you know that we picked out some furniture for Dugmore Hall and the new dining facility last week.
It's really cool. I'm just saying, like, you get to look at furniture for, like, okay, whatever. Thanks, Jocelyn. And now to our Vice President of Legislative Affairs, Leah Mobley.
Hey all, happy Monday. So a little update from the WSA General Assembly meeting in Bellingham from 2 weekends ago. We passed the legislative agenda for the Washington Student Association, adding, I have a long list here, so adding vets tuition rate waivers, prepaid postage, K-12 consent education, loan refinancing for graduate education, Native American tuition waivers, homeless and foster student support, Title IX amendments, food and housing, mental health, more mental health aid in higher education, campus voter registration through financial aid, and then grad student bill of rights, interprofessional education, and funding splits. So those are all added to our legislative agenda, and from that we will also be working out Central Washington University's legislative agenda. So yeah, and then lobby day is going to be January 28th, so sign up for that as soon as we have sign-ups out. So with that, I yield my time.
Thank you, Leah. And Leah also didn't mention that she's actually the WSA president, so she gets to chair that state student legislation, so that's really awesome, just saying. And now on to my report very quickly. We have 6 classroom days left of the quarter, so keep going strong. You're almost there. If you don't have class tomorrow, I'm jealous, but I have 6 more days left if you include next week when we come back after break. But we're almost there, so hang on. With that, as Claire had mentioned earlier, we had the Dean of Student Success candidates all last week. Cherie helped out with the campus tours, and it was amazing. And we're just super excited for this. And thank you to all the students who came. It was probably one of the biggest turnouts I've seen for a student forum, and which is really exciting because this new potential person will be here probably in January. So it's going to be a quick turnaround right after Christmas. So we're going to have a new dean. So that'll be exciting. With that, if you don't follow us on the ASCWU social media pages, you're missing out because we're giving out free coffee vouchers. There's 16-ounce drinks. We're giving out some beautiful water bottles from the Wildcat shop for free. I mean, it's super easy, but you got to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook if you want to win one of those. Or all of the above. Follow all of the above. They're great. They're just saying. And with that, today I met with our current Dean of Student Success today, and we have a couple of things I will be mentioning about that discussion that I had with him today, and we'll just kind of save it for then. So with that, I'll yield my time, and we'll jump right into our committee reports, starting off with RHA.
Hello, everybody. I'm Martin Still, the RHA president. I am back from PACUR. It was an awesome experience. In the boardroom, we passed legislation about making PACUR's media produced by PACUR more accessible for those who cannot see different colors, and for those who are hard of hearing, including closed captioning in all videos that are produced by the Picard region. We also presented a program, a couple of our delegates presented about our library lock-in program, which we run here at Central, and presented that to the region, and we've gotten interest from multiple schools in starting up similar programs on their campuses. And we also are going to be bringing back a couple programs that were presented by other colleges, including one called Memology and a food composting program. Also, in terms of programmings that are going on right now, tomorrow in the Wellington Event Center, there's going to be a Thanksgiving Friendsgiving feast hosted by the Residence Hall Association. I think it's starting at 8 p.m., so I hope to see, it's 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Thank you, Jocelyn, for reminding me. And yeah, that's what's going on in Residence Hall Association. We're not having a meeting this week because Wednesday there's no class, so we're not having a meeting, but next week we will have our last meeting for the quarter. I'll see you all on next Monday. And I yield.
Thank you, Martin.
Alrighty, and I have a committee report. So the Student Tech Fee Council is a council that deals with a lot of student money, so I wanted a report from them because they've been working on a couple things recently. Their committee is full, which was one of the first ones to be filled. These people are very passionate about the Student Tech Fee. So this update comes from Nestor, and he's the chair of the council. So since the beginning of the quarter, the committee has welcomed 3 new members. As a committee, we have worked closely to get the Bistro project off the ground and known. The Bistro is now open for 24/7, not including holidays, but it also has a brand new kiosk and printer station and has allowed students to rent out laptops and print in the Bistro 24/7. Also, students should soon be able to reserve a space in the Bistro utilizing the new projector and the Blu-ray player with surround sound system to boost events. Some members have worked closely to work with Emile Hobart, the Bistro's manager of marketing, to create new posters to go around the campus. There's a copy that they attached to this email. Some of the members have also worked on updating our committee's website. They shortened the URL to cwu.edu/STFC and setting a way to reserve Bistro space through the website. The Bistro project has been their biggest project this far, but they've proved others, such as hiring 2 new students to work the augmented and virtual reality initiative to help run VR Fridays, which happen up in the ballroom. For those of you that don't know, go check it out. And then November 16th is when they're meeting next, and they'll have projects to run through with the committee. And they are saying they'll be sure to keep us updated. So, yeah.
That's all very exciting. Woohoo. And then we'll jump right into our club recognition. Do we have any clubs that are here to be recognized? Yes? Okay. You can all come to the mic, and you can even make a line if needed. So you'll just state your name and what club you are and what time you meet. And what you do, right? Yeah? Does that make sense? Okay. Then just tell us what your club does.
All right. So my name's Damien, and I'm representing the School Psychology Club. I'm in the graduate program right now, and we realize that in undergrad and just in psychology in general, no one knows what school psychology is because they focus on all the other branches of it. And so we're opening up to undergrads, especially students in psychology, and then also basically every graduate student right now is also part of the club. But there's state conferences and then also national conferences every year, and so we're hoping to go to some of those as well.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Haley. I'm the club senator for the chemistry club. And I don't know, we're just really passionate about chemistry. Anyone is welcome. You don't have to be a chemistry major. We talk about events that will be happening in the quarter, and today we're doing fun crafts. And we meet every other Mondays at 7 at the Science Commons, which is the third floor on the right side of the building, kind of in the back. But yeah, it's so late because a lot of chemistry people have really long labs during the day, so that's the best time we can meet, and we're thinking about changing that. But yeah. Oh, we also like to go on cool field trips. Like we just went to, we took a field trip to Hanford, and that was really cool and exciting. There's a lot of history and chemistry and nuclear stuff going on there, so that was really fascinating. And go to the chemistry club.
Thank you. Is there any other clubs wanting to be recognized? Yeah.
Go for it. I move to approve the school psychology club and the chemistry club, with the stipulation that all of their paperwork is complete.
I second.
Any discussions? All those in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Congratulations, you've all been recognized as ASCWU clubs. Congrats. With that, we're going to jump right into our student academic appointments.
Okay, if you are here to be appointed as a student academic senator, please come forward to the mic and just tell us why you want to be part of the Student Academic Senate and what department you're representing. And your name.
Hi, my name is Wesley Higbee. I went to a meeting and it was pretty interesting. I got to learn a lot about parliamentary procedure, and I am a computer science major. That is my department.
You? I'm John Sear. I'm representing the supply chain department. We don't currently have anybody, and looks like we are in need, so I figured it'd be something interesting to just join and get involved. I think being involved here is probably more valuable than just class, so I'd like to actually participate in what's going on here at Central. And then,
hi, my name is Benjamin Bellman. I'm here to represent the economics department. I wanted to do it because I believe in high standards, changing lives, and giving back to the community.
Okay, and I have two more appointments. They emailed me. Give me 1 second. Okay, so another one is Jamie Gonzalez, and she applied to be the Law and Justice representative. And so she said, unfortunately, I cannot make it to the public meeting, but here's my statement on why I want to be a part of the SAS. I believe that there is so much more that can be done for the Department of Law and Justice that will benefit our students, and I want to bring out the potential of our fellow Wildcats to see them thrive. Another one said, I would like to be part of the SAS because I want to give everyone in my department more of a voice on campus and serve as another resource to fund and support their learning. I believe that when students are actively involved in their department and when our voices are heard, that creates opportunity for more inclusive collective learning environment. And her name is Margarita Arana. And this is for the communications department. All right, I would like to make, I would like to motion the SAS senators for the communications department, law and justice, computer science, supply chain management, and economics.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Abstention? Congratulations, you are now recognized SAS senators.
And if you guys could just stay for a second after the meeting so I can talk to y'all, that'll be good.
All right, so with that, we're going to jump into our new business, and 10.1 is the discussion on the moves within the student union. And so this is just kind of an opportunity just to kind of be very transparent, talk about this, and see how everyone on ASCWU thinks and feels about this. As well, we can probably take student comments as well. But I'm going to have Jocelyn kind of explain all of the changes, since she chairs the Student Advisory Board, and they make the decisions that go on the student union. So let's talk about it.
Sure. So as Maurice had mentioned earlier, the Diversity and Equity Center has moved out of the building and they now occupy a space in Black Hall, which we're really excited about. It's really great for them. But with that, a decision needed to be made about what to do with that office suite upstairs. So there were some different ideas tossed around, but the proposal was to move Circuit Counting and the Office of Student Involvement down the hall into that space, and then move campus activities and some staff from Student Union Operations into where Circuit Counting currently is. And then that leaves where campus activity is. Campus activities currently sits as a extra meeting conference room that could be booked for student use. So the Student Union Advisory Board took that proposal and unanimously approved it. They all were like, this is a great idea. Why would we not do it? So that was the plan until we got another idea thrown out about possibly moving the Wellness Center to where the Diversity and Equity Center was. So just so everyone knows, the committee did rediscuss, and they have all agreed they still want to move forward with all the office moves as mentioned before and leave wellness where it currently is. So yeah, that's what I know. Do people have more thoughts?
Just on some background, another reason that it's so easy to move student involvement and campus activities and all those offices that are moving is because they're SNA base funded, so they don't pay rent here. SNA pays for their rent practically because we set aside a budget of $850,000 a year to pay for the what is it called? The bond payments. So that's what pays for these departments to be in the office space that they have. And one of the reasons against moving the wellness center up there is because it would be more expensive for them to pay rent and a lot of other things. I think it makes sense to have wellness be at the center of talks of new space, but it might be something that we consider in the future with especially the new talks about the student union expansion. I'm not sure if any of you have thought about that idea, but looking at potentially centering wellness and diversity and equity center in the new space, since they're both very important issues for your campus.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for feedback. And Kane, that was really great insight on the background on that. So, all right, we'll move on into 10.2, which is a student life activities discussion, which is not really like student life, but here's the kind of thing. So I met with Dean of Student Success, Dean Schaefer, and we were talking a lot about how students don't really have a lot going on the weekends usually. And so we started talking about how what if we, so this is an idea, this is not happening unless the students want it, but what if we decided to get some type of portable gaming type stuff, so maybe a rollout pool table, ping pong tables and stuff like that we could roll out on the weekends for students to use later in that in the evening, and kind of having that be a thing so students can come in and use the student union for late night activity and kind of hanging out and socializing. If students want that, we can definitely look into that, but it was just an idea that got brought up. It was also brought up today by our ASCWU PD that the bistro has been pretty packed at 3 in the morning, so I don't know, it looks like there's a demand for some late night activities on the weekends. If there is, and you as students believe that we should have more stuff going on the weekends, and let's talk about it. Let's look into that and see how we can better improve your student experience here on campus. So we want to make sure that you feel good about Central. We want you to love being here, and we want to make whatever we can possible for you. So if you think it's good, let us know. And if not, then we'll just roll it out. What? Anybody have anything? We're good? Okay. And so with that, we'll go into 10.3. So as student government, if you've ever been up to the office, our walls are nice, plain, and very yellowish white, I would say. I don't really know. And so we kind of talked with the board a little bit about maybe putting a budget aside to potentially paint those walls just to kind of like make it more inviting and kind of exciting instead of just all plain yellow off-white walls. So does anybody have anything they want to add into that?
I really like that idea. I just thought about this like just now, but like, what if instead of a simple color, like, what if we like had some kind of art painted on there and like worked with like the art department and art students where it can give students like a platform to create like a mural or something, and it would just look kind of dope, you know, instead of just looking like an office. Like, no offense to everyone that has an office, but you know, more student friendly.
I also wanted to bring up some points. Like, the student government office is student space. You all are allowed to come in and hang out with us and use that space. We do have 4 computers in there, and one thing that I've been thinking about is they're kind of small and a little bit old. Potentially putting that into updates that would hopefully entice students to come up to our office more. Of course, engaging them to come up there as well, and like do their homework and hang out with us and talk about issues, or just get more input and have fun.
Yeah, so just to add on what Kane said, I mean, like, you all have voices on this too, so I mean, if y'all wanted like a goldfish painted in the corner, like, we can make it happen. We'll have a goldfish for you. We'll put your name next to it.
Oh my goodness. I don't know if students really want goldfishes, but we'll see. I mean, if you want it, let's do it, right? All right, so we'll continue to kind of put that in our brains. Yeah, do you want to add something?
Is this potentially something we would want to consider creating a task force for?
We can.
Or a committee?
Yeah.
Anyone?
You want to spearhead that, Kane?
I would love to.
All right, we're going to have a ASCWU Painting the Walls Task Force Committee. That'll be really exciting. One of those. I don't know. All right. We'll move on to 10.4, and Kane has more on this ASCWU secretary.
Yes. Okay, so I handed out to all of y'all a piece of paper that literally says Secretary of the ASCWU. So this is just something that I've been thinking about recently, and that, you know, Edith does a lot with managing the documents that get put on in front of us every day, and making sure that we have like a lot of our documents day to day, as well as from other offices. So this is just something that I drafted up, a potential addition for the coming winter and spring quarters, just to kickstart it. Is a secretary that would be hired by ASCWU under my office, that would pretty much handle all of those records. So taking minutes for these public meetings, putting together the agenda with the executive board every week, working with the Council of Probity and the elections commissions to take minutes and document anything. I believe that this is also something that will assist with continuity from year to year, so board to board. It's been nice that we've had some returning board members, but that might not always be the case. And I believe that this is something that could potentially help us in passing on documents from year to year. And make sure that where we are doing things, it is known, and that it can be continued or discussed in the next years. And just overall will help us with organizing ourselves, because I know that we're always like, who has what documents, or like who has the minutes versus who has the agenda. So I just think it would also streamline the whole, like, here is someone who is going to take them, put them together, and distribute them. To not only us as a board, but to any interested party of student government. So if you all have any input or ideas, you can either give them to me now as feedback, or we can take the week and return to it next at our next meeting.
I'm just curious, have we cross-checked any of or all of these job duties with either the public relations position? Yeah.
I have, and it used to be that the public relations director would do the minutes, but now it's no longer like that. And also hasn't been happening, which is no big deal, because I mean, we've luckily had Grace, who has been willing to come and take minutes. I was just looking at the more holistic view of like having someone to overall oversee like documentation.
So is this something that we would be looking to hire for the remainder of winter and spring quarter this year, or add into the bylaws for future years?
I was in my ideas, it would have been implemented by the next meeting, and then we would go through with the hiring process for next quarter. And then, of course, spring quarter as well. Dom, did you have input? My question was asked. Yes. Do you want to vote on it now? No? If not, we have a week to get feedback. We can come together on this, and you can bring anything to me, and we can reword it, do whatever, because I just want to make sure that this is something that we all see as a necessity and not something. They would also kind of assist with the front desk management and making sure that things are going right places, secretarial duties as such.
Okay, we will move this into our next week, and we'll vote on it on Monday, the 26th. And with that, we'll move on to our concerns or announcements, and we can open up the floor, and if students, any comments, anything.
Just need to talk about elections for a second. Next week, I'm going to come in with like the approval of it all. Oh shoot. Okay. I'm the elections chairman this year, Brandon Ware Grimm. Need to talk to you guys about finalizing our schedule. It kind of pertains to Claire Ann, Maurice, RHA. Spring calendars, that's kind of need that. Has it already been set? And if it hasn't been set, we just need to kind of do like some one-on-ones and just kind of pick a day that we agree on, and it can go onto the elections packet. Other than that, I'm gonna get that to you, and then just give me some like suggestions with what you think with like the new bylaws and budgeting and whatnot. But yeah, I'm just saying. Do I have to tell you to put on the minutes now? Oh, okay. Yeah, so I just was trying to do this comment, let you guys know that I need some dates.
I also want to say that Brandon, who serves on the Elections Commission as the chairman, was appointed by Jeff Rosenberry. However, there are student open committee seats that you can apply through the ASCWU website. And how many do you need, Brandon?
I could take 4 more people. Okay. And then it would be full. A little bit about Elections Commission. What we take pride in is running a just and fair elections. From the process of everyone filling out their packets to the very end, which is the kind of the primary election. We kind of come together and we talk. If there's concerns, we come together and we talk about how we're going to handle it. And it's as well as it's more of you guys kind of delegating. It's pretty cool because the whole elections is run by the students. So we're the kind of the governing bodies of who is here making the big calls for next year. As well as changes, they're going to have almost a whole extra month and a half to kind of train under these guys. So hopefully next year it's even more efficient and productive. Something else that we take pride in is kind of diversity and whatnot. And through that, we even elected our first female body president, which is pretty cool. Something I take pride in being a part of it last year. As well as this is a great way to get involved with campus and networking. Through it all, I made a ton of new friends, gotten really close to everyone on this table, as well as kind of meeting some faculty and getting some mentors through it all. If you're looking for a great experience and a way to get involved, I highly recommend the Elections Commission.
Brandon, I wanted to ask, will there be a meet and greet scheduled not meet and greet, but a way for the current student government board to meet with students who are interested in running for student government and kind of explaining what our positions do and such?
Yeah, you can kind of pick up a packet, but we also have an elections kickoff that's going to happen, not December, but in January. We're going to meet up in Circ 301, and we're going to talk about all their individual positions and their responsibilities, as well as I'm going to walk everyone through the entire elections process. and kind of like explain my role through it all. Kind of like I see it as myself as more kind of like an advisor, but also kind of like someone who kind of helps regulate it all. I want to be able to help everyone with their questions and kind of support you in your growth and your experience through all of it if you're interested in running. As well as you can reach out to me in the student involvement office, as well as come up to them at any time, and they'll give you my information, and we can talk about any specific student government position as well.
Thank you, Brandon. And just kind of adding into that, with the elections, the election packets going out next quarter. Yeah, you heard that right.
December 1st.
December 1st? Really? Okay, the election packets, if you are interested in running for student government, the election packets will go out December 1st this year. So with that, if you have any questions about our positions, what we do, how we navigate campus, and just kind of what our day-to-day is. We're not volunteers, so we don't just do this as a side thing. This is a full-time commitment on all of everyone on the board. It's a fun job, and everyone has varying different areas that they get to see and kind of implement. I mean, as you've seen, Jocelyn gets to hang out and like look at really cool furniture that students will get to experience for decades and decades to come. So what we do in student government is kind of a big deal, and we speak on behalf of all of you. And so if you see things that you want changed or implemented or looked into in the next coming years, I mean, consider running for student government. I think if you ask any of us if we wanted to do student government before, we probably all would have said no. I definitely said no. But just know that there isn't a specific person that fits into any of these roles. If you can believe in yourself and you have the confidence to do it, you will be successful. And so I think the only thing that we all have in common is that we are all passionate about serving you as you, the students. We work for you, and our day-to-day goal is to make your student experience here better. So consider it, think about it, and just kind of, just think about it. But just know that you are capable of doing it. So we're very excited for the elections this year. And so with that, are there any other concerns or announcements? Yes.
Yeah, so I need everybody to just tune in real quick. I have a quick announcement, Rec Fam or Smoothie people. So the holidays are coming up. Thanksgiving's coming around soon. A lot of people, meet up with their friends, hang out. But I just want to say that if you're going to do something, make sure that you research and just stay safe. So this is my safety announcement to everybody. Please stay safe. Don't get too crazy, but have fun too. But just please stay safe. Thank you.
Hey, y'all. This is about elections again. Sorry. Thank you, Claire, for your safety announcement. Be safe out there on the roads. Make sure you have your snow tires on as well. But if you do want to run for a position, I'm speaking on behalf of my position for legislative affairs, please come talk to me. The capacity that you work in or will be working in is much larger than what most people think it is. You talk with legislators, you talk with other students from around the state that are also interested in public policy and policy change. You work with higher ed stakeholders across the state and across the nation as well. And so I really just want people to get a gauge as to like what my position does. I'm sure every other officer feels the same way, but talk to the officer that's in the position because it's important, because a lot of students don't see everything that we do. We have a lot of meetings that are tedious at times, but they are important. So come talk to us, because you need to know what you're getting yourself into. So, yeah.
And I think last thing, if anyone is staying on campus over either Thanksgiving or the Christmas break coming up, make sure that you have CW Connect and the War Points app so you can be knowing when there's athletic games or anything happening on campus, even over break.
Awesome. Any other concerns, announcements, issues? We're good? Before we adjourn this meeting, I want to mention thank you, 88.1 The Berg, for live streaming us online. So if you didn't get to see us, then go watch us online because they're awesome. Go listen to the radio station. They are amazing. And with that, our next meeting will be next Monday, November 26th. I can't believe it's already November. Anyways, at the same time, same place as always. And with that, I'd like to entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting at 2:46 p.m.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussions? All those in favor? Opposed? What did you vote? No. Well, okay, now we got to redo this. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Is that a 3, 2, 1? Is that quorum?
311.
3-1-1.
Majority.
Okay, motion passes. We have adjourned this meeting. Boom. Zing.